Okay, this is it. We're done. I was gonna play the Epic of Gilgamesh at the end, and the video cut out. We gotta run it. We're gonna run the Epic of Gilgamesh. We're gonna run it with the words because I can't leave you guys hanging. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. It keeps kicking me out of the room. It might be my phone. I can't blame it on the Archons. It might be my phone. But I'm going to play the Epic of Gilgamesh in Sumerian. And I'm going to read to you guys what it's saying. Because it's kind of cool. So you can be inspired. What I want is to inspire you guys to get familiar with the sounds of ancient languages. And Mira, you didn't have to do it again. Thank you so much. Yeah, just to get you guys fucking stoked on listening to what ancient Phoenician, Assyrian, Babylonian, Latin, classic Greek, like, you guys can listen to. There's people who write out the dialogue between ancient philosophers in their native tongue, and you can hear it. Like hearing a dialogue between Plato and Aristotle. Plato and Aristotle, that was the right? They were students of each other. Forgot which direction it went. But you can hear dialogue between the two of them in ancient Greek. That's fucking crazy. Anywho, it's some cool shit to nerd out on. And we were talking about Thoth. This was the language that they were singing to. This is, when you think of Tahuti and shit, this is what they were singing to each other in this native tongue. So it's pretty cool. And before I get kicked out of the room again, I'm gonna play it. Oh, thanks, Mira. There's 3 of us. Hopefully no one else comes so that we can keep our... Oh, no, 4. Sorry, guys. Here we go. On an ancient Sumerian instrument as well. In those days, in those distant days, in those nights, in those ancient nights, in those years, in those distant years. How he sings distant. In those ancient days, when in ancient time, when all things were given their place, when bread was first tasted in the sacred shrines of the land, when the ovens had been lit, when the heavens had been separated from the earth, when the earth had been separated from the heavens, when mankind had been established. And then he just slays. Super trancy. This is what Homeboy looks like. Oh, sorry, you guys missed it. But like, this is the shit that was going in their halls. You're walking out of your bed chambers. You step out into the bazaar. You go for a little walk, and this dude's just on the corner, fucking. And you throw him some change because he's fucking slaying. I don't know. It's cool. What's up, Rose? They call it the instrument of the jinn. That's fucking perfect. If there was ever an instrument of the jinn, it would be this fucking thing the dude's playing. That's so funny. Nice. I was funny because I was thinking I would love to learn how to play that thing. There's only 3 strings. It can't be that hard to figure out. Oh, the Empress, how's it going? Nice to see you. The oud guitar. Salavi, perfect, coming out on 11/11, the day I went into labor 19 years ago. Oh, you guys, add stereo, please, because I'm going to be doing more talks on stereo, less interruptions. It's going to be a little smoother. And you guys can ask questions. You guys can leave your questions in there. I'm putting on an Egyptian love song, accompanied by the Egyptian harp. Same dude, by the way. This same guy just hopped instruments and came in fucking... Look at this guy. Who does this guy think he is? What? The audacity. Oh my god, that's so nice. Oh, he's saying this woman's the most beautiful of all women to have ever existed. That's what he's singing. She is like the star, soothes when it rises. Like the star, so this when it rises. Whoa, is he talking about his member? Is he even dirty talking to each other in these songs? He's saying he rises like a star when he sees her. At the beginning of a fine new year, he's just singing praises about this woman with a harp. Perfect and bright and shining is her skin. This is... Ladies, if you want to find the one who's for you, tell him he needs to memorize this Egyptian love song and sing it to your ass. And that's the only... If tell him, babe, I want to know it's real. Say, I want to know it's real. He's going to go, all right. All right. You tell him, sing this song. You say it's called Ancient Egyptian Love Song, 1.1 million views. You can't miss it. It's the first one that pops up. Potent fertility. I want this song at my wedding. There you go. Fuck. Yeah, let's see if they dedicated to any specific goddesses or... So they took the song off of an ancient scroll. You know, it's interesting. They don't know if Egyptians didn't write their music down, so they don't actually know what scales the Egyptians used. So that this, what you're relating to a Middle Eastern sound, is using the Middle Eastern scale, but the Egyptians didn't say what scales they used. I didn't know that. It's likely that it sounded like this because association, you know. Sure, it's similar to this. Segment. Segment. I might have to memorize this, you guys. Your boy's about to be putting in work. Your boy's about to be putting in work. Without rival. It's his sister without rival. Shouting. He's like, there's no woman like you. Still going on. Beautiful. Most beautiful of all. I mean, he's repeating the song over and over again, so it's actually not that hard. I feel like we might be able to even figure this out by the end of the song. This might happen live. She has stolen my heart with her kisses. ECTPA. Hepat is kisses. Raphael, hello. Caleb, what up, Caleb? I hope you guys got the video, Raphael. They say you charm the heart, mind, and soul with it in Arab culture. Nice. The whole fucking Arab culture is enchanting, man. The language, like the dancing, the music. Look how haunting this is. Or etheric, not even haunted. It's like, it's still beautiful, you know what I mean? It's not a dark. All right, well, this has been fun. We just have to. He's not done. He's not done. This guy has no intention of stopping. Cool, you saved it. Yeah, this guy slays. He's got his name's Peter Pringle. Oh, nice chap named Peter Pringle. I'm still operating on the left brain hemisphere of my brain. I can't get jiggy with this. I can't. One day you will be able to get jiggy with this, Empress, and you'll know you have made it. You'll know you have made it. He could have been channeling from ancient Egyptian times, since time doesn't exist as well. It may be transcended. Yeah, absolutely, Lovebug. Huh? That's a cute name. Yeah, Lovebug for sure. He could 100% be tapping into some shit. It is scientifically proven that memories, or a form of memories, are coded into our DNA, and the emotions and stuff like that program the offspring. To where we can access knowledge or access information without having being taught it. Think like a spider. Spiders aren't taught how to spin webs. They just come out and fucking slap these webs up that are insanely intricate, strictly off of their DNA. So, my bad. How did I get out of frame? Yeah, so you're right. Homeboy could totally be, he could have a lineage of that. He could have a direct lineage of some Middle Eastern shit, and it's just finding its way through the maze of the DNA. what if that's what the ancestor shit is about? What if it's not? Because I've been having, my phone's gonna die, but let's see if we can finish this thought. I've been having these contrasting ideas of ancestors. I've never been big on like ancestors. I mean, I love them and I'm thankful for them and stuff, but I mean, as far as like worshiping them or asking them to watch over me or calling upon them for spiritual guidance. Because I'm like, what if my ancestors move? Like when I die, I don't want to stick around and fucking like follow around my great 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 grandchild. Like, get the fuck out of here, dude. I got shit to do. I got a whole universe to explore. Like, you're good, fam. You know what I mean? And so I'm like, how does that even happen? How can you reincarnate and live another life, but at the same time be and you know what I mean? Or do you hang out in the ether and choose not to reincarnate? Or how does that even work? So I don't know what I'm saying. It hasn't been, haven't been jiving with it, like the kids say. And maybe that is a better way to think about that ancestor stuff. Is it's literally carried over in your DNA. So I myself am helping my offspring, my ancestral lineage, by the decisions I make. Because the decisions I make determine who I am as a person. Who I am as a person involves the hormones, the happiness, the sadness, the anger, the achievements, what I've learned. All that shit gets programmed into my genes and passed on to my offspring. Like you're talking with your Middle Earth, like your Middle East music and channeling and shit. It's like, if the blood's there, that's your ancestors. That's all you need to worry about. You know what I mean? You don't need to create an altar. I mean, the altar is more for you than for the ancestors. If you're gonna be doing altars, like, know that you don't need a fucking altar. Like you don't need the picture. Not for them to work on you because you are their blood. You can't not be them. You know what I mean? You are tied to them. So there's no calling on my ancestors. You are fucking still your ancestors extended into the future, mixed with some other stuff that you have access to at all at any given time because it's in your blood. And this shit is, science is even saying this. Like, that's why I'm kind of been hip to it. It's like, wait, science is writing about emotions and memories being passed through the DNA? Well, how can they not? It sounds like woo-woo on one hand, but like the spider, like I just said, but a spider can make something as intricate as a spider web without being taught. So obviously information's being passed on to the genes. Like, you'd be a fool not to believe it. So yeah, maybe that's my personal way of getting around this whole stigma I've had with the ancestors. I don't know, I didn't like it, man. I don't know, I didn't like it. Didn't feel right. The DNA thing does feel right, though. Thoughts, concerns? Like this dude. Who is this? Like, this could be an ancestor. What up? See if I can catch up with comments and then we'll end the video. Empress, not getting jiggy. Mr. Pringle got bars. Sorry, I'm just catching. It's gone. Raphael, yeah, Mr. Pringle did have bars. Thanks. I'm Dream State. Just changed my name. Oh, hello, Dream State. I like the name change. Amira, 5 engines took things slower. Dividing by 9 7. No, I think they go and come. Keith, don't say that. I'm screaming. What? I missed the joke. I'm too far. This is why I need you guys. We need to have these conversations on stereo so you can leave. You can say something with your voice and send it to me, and then I play it, and everyone gets to hear it. I get to hear it. Everyone gets to hear it, and it's your actual voice. Anywho, everyone go down, download Stereo, and add me, Man of Letters. It's an app called Stereo. Download it, Man of Letters. Add me. Ancestors leave an energetic imprint, yes. Or maybe your soul... Sammy Roots! That's a cool name, too. Or maybe your soul goes on, but your spirit stays in the astral realm. Oh, damn, we are the ancestors. Yes, Amir, we are the ancestors. You know what I mean? So if I'm... That means I'm... I don't know, it's a mindfuck. It is. It is. It's weird. It's weird, man. I feel like they naturally watch over us, like them passing over. They have eyes on our lineage to make sure they're on the right path. But I don't know. Oh, okay. So you're going. Yeah. So you're still on the regular side. This you're what you stay. Yeah. You're Ralphael Sanchez. They have eyes on our lineage to make sure, like they're just full of love that they make it their duty to make sure we're protected. Rafael Sanchez, you spoke it as true as the spiritual dictionary. Yeah, I know what you're saying. Um, that's what everyone's been saying, but that's what that my cognitive dissonance was. Their consciousness when they move on is in the present day. So they're living their lives. It's not like they sit down at noon, meditate into a trance, go backwards into or sidestep dimensions to go into their lineage's dimension to guide them to evaluate their life to say, oh, Johnny's fucking up. I should come up with this unfathomable matrix of ideas to make sure that little Johnny 500 years in the future is on track and whatever that looks like, and then I come out of my meditation real time back to my dimension and I go along with my life. You know what I mean? Like you are an ancestor. You're not floating in the etheric. Like you had a life before you where you bore children and now you live in this life. I don't see you visiting your children. I don't see you making game plans for your children. Like you're not in your room at night with a fucking naughty and nice list with Susie on the naughty list and Timmy on the good one, and then you're like astral projecting yourself into your. You know what I mean? We aren't doing that. No one is. I've never heard of anyone have that conversation, but we must. Otherwise, where are your guardians? Like, you know what I mean? So yeah, no, I hear you, Raphael. I hear you with what you think is what everyone thinks about it. Was what I used to think about it. I mean, I still think about it in a nice feeling way, but I also think about it in like a realistic way. Because you and I are still ancestors to the children of our previous life, but we're not looking after them. And I think that's the thesis statement of my whole argument. If ancestors are such a thing, why the hell have I been slipping? Unless, like I said, maybe that's why I'm thinking it might be a better way to look at it is with the DNA thing. Because that's a way for my DNA to tie me into my lineages to affect them through time and space. You know what I mean? So I am helping little Johnny from my previous incarnation. I'm not helping him now, I'm helping him by the life I lived at the time, because the life I lived at the time is what programmed my DNA so that my offspring could do it better than I. That was the help, so I move on in time, in my time space, in my cycle, not having to worry about him. You know what I mean? Kind of like junk DNA. I'm catching up with comments now. My phone might shut off, you guys. It's shutting off soon. If it does, thank you guys for chilling. Follow me on Instagram. It's I am Keith G. K with a Y. The letter I, and then M. Keyth. G as in goat. I am Keith G. Follow me on Instagram because this video might cut out. That being said, let me catch up with your comments. Yeah, they're always here with us. Our incarnation in Earth time is only basically a couple days in the non-physical. Oh, there you go, love bugs. I see. I understand. I think. Raising children, seeing your children as adults, they carry things I recognize from their great-grandparents in my experience. I see my grandmother's things and how my daughter lives. Yeah, stuff like that, Salavi. That's what I'm talking about. You probably see it great. I've only been a parent for a couple of years, but I would imagine, yeah, as the kid grows up, like all kinds of stuff that you see. Yeah, story for a different time. But amen. That's along the same thing as the genetics that I'm talking about. your ancestors not being there consciously, but being there, not being there actively for you, but being there passively for you through your genes. How come we can't prove there is life after death? Well, we can prove that there's life after death. The problem is that science doesn't accept that there's life after death, and it doesn't accept that it's possible, period. So, how do I say this? I think science doesn't believe in anything that can't be proven. And so when it is claimed to be proven, they say it doesn't exist, therefore you're wrong. It's someone dying on the table and telling the doctor the conversation that he had when he was dead, but he came back and was able to tell the doctor, yeah, you were talking about this, you said this, you grabbed that, and they describe everything that happened after death because they were floating above their body and they were talking about what people in other rooms were doing. And so there's stories like this with the internet are a dime a dozen now that everyone can share and express them. So there is proof of life after death. It's just that science says there's proof that this is a fake. I just don't have the equipment to prove my case. There's no such thing as life after death. Therefore, every argument you present is false. I just have to have time to figure out how it's false. You know what I mean? Is that the best way to describe it? There's a word for it. There's like it's a word in debate, or a word in, like, what do you call that? Fucking wordsmithery. Anywho. Yeah. Did I answer your question? You think I could pull that off? You think I could be my catchline? I ain't even had dinner yet, because I run my shit at night. Maybe he's a morning person. Maybe he's a morning person. That's why I never have breakfast. I'm a night guy. I'm running it. I'm running it. I need to control myself then when I go to sleep, because my energy be churning on TVs and music, waking me. You better hope it's you turning that shit on. Oh, okay, I get you, like they live through you. Yes.